Okay, my boys and girls, I welcome you from that short time we have been having. My name is Abraham Chisembo, your very own. I welcome you to SST lesson. This time, I am going to start with a new topic, which is in second term. A new topic in second term, which is called foreign influence. So I'm going to start with a topic called foreign influence. So that will be your topic. Yes, and in this topic here, boys and girls, my very own children, my beloved children, we are going to look at the following areas in this topic. We are going to handle these areas, the meaning of foreign influence. We shall know what does the word foreign influence mean. Then we shall also know the meaning of a foreigner. Who is a foreigner? We shall also get to know groups of foreigners who came to Uganda. Groups of foreigners who came to Uganda. And then there we shall look at a group of people, the first group of foreigners, the first group of traders to come to Uganda. And these were the Arab traders. Remember, this program is brought to you by Chisembo Abraham, you are very own. I hope you'll enjoy it and I hope everything will be okay. Get your SST book, write very well and read properly, revise because we are waiting for you to go to the next class. So, what are we supposed to look at? I have told you we are looking at the topic called foreign influence. And number one, boys and girls, we need to know the meaning of a foreigner. Who is a foreigner? Who is a foreigner? Who is a foreigner? Before get no foreign influence. Who is a foreigner? So a foreigner is a person who lives in a country that is not his or her own. A person who stays in a country which is not his or her own. That person is called a foreigner. If I go to Kenya and I stay in Kenya, I'll be called a foreigner because Kenya is not my country. So I'll be called a foreigner. A foreigner is a person who lives in a country which is not his own, a person who's not a citizen of a given country. Now, what does the word foreign influence mean? What does the word foreign influence mean? Foreign influence, my dear beloved children, the foreign influence means changes, means the changes brought about by different groups of foreigners who came to Uganda. Foreign influence means the changes that were brought about by different groups of people who came to Uganda. It means that in Uganda some time back, we did not have the things we have today. We had no vehicles, we had no buses, we had no aeroplanes, we had no televisions, we had no mobile phones, we didn't have laptops, we didn't have cameras, we didn't have very many things. But when these groups of foreigners came to Uganda, they introduced they brought so many changes, and those changes brought about by different foreigners is what we call foreign influence. It's what we call foreign influence. Therefore, we shall look at foreign influence in Uganda. I hope you are with me. I hope you are with me. So, under foreign influence, I told you we shall look at groups of people, groups of foreigners who came to Uganda some time back, before Uganda got independence, in the 1880s. Who were those groups of foreigners who came to Uganda? The first group were the traders. The first group were the traders. Groups of foreigners who came to Uganda. Number one, traders. Number two, we had the explorers. Traders were followed by the explorers. We had another group of foreigners called the missionaries. The missionaries. Then the missionaries were also followed by the colonialists. We can also call them administrators. Those are the four groups of foreigners that came to Uganda. We shall study about them. First group, the traders. Second group were the explorers. And the third group were the missionaries. The fourth group and the last group were the colonialists. Another name is called administrators. If you want to know this order of these foreigners in their correct order, use the word Tema. Tema, T-E-M-A. T stands for traders. E stands for explorers. M stands for missionaries, and A stands for administrators. Administrators. Hope you're moving with me. I love you so much. Yes, let's move on to the next one. Let's look at the traders. Let's look at the traders. You write traders. Skip 2 lines and write traders. Traders were the first group of foreigners to come to Uganda. They came in 2 groups. The traders came in 2 groups. We had the first group were the Arab traders, and the other group were the Indian traders. We are looking at the traders now. They came in 2 groups. We had the Arab traders and the Indian traders. The Arab traders and the Indian traders. Now, skip 2 lines and write, skip a line and write the Arab traders. The Arab traders. The Arab traders. The Arab traders were the first group of foreigners to come to Uganda. They were the first group of foreigners to come to Uganda. Children, who were the first group of foreigners to come to Uganda? They were the Arab traders. They were the Arab traders. Okay? The Arab traders came from Saudi Arabia, from a country called Saudi Arabia. They came from a country called Saudi Arabia. How did they come to East Africa? They came to East Africa using special ships called doors. They used the ships called doors. The name of the ships that were used by the Arabs to come to East Africa were called the doors. Spelling of doors, D-H-O-W-S. The name of the doors used by the Arabs to come to East Africa were called the doors. Remember, they used the Indian Ocean. They used the Indian Ocean. They use the Indian Ocean, okay? The water body called the Indian Ocean. So what kind of ships they use? They were called the doors. And these doors were always blown by the monsoon winds. They were always driven by the monsoon winds. The doors were blown by the monsoon winds across the Indian Ocean, across the Indian Ocean. The winds would push the doors from Saudi Arabia to East Africa. Across which water body? Across the Indian Ocean. Then they can ask you, how were monsoon winds important to the Arab doors? You say the monsoon winds used to blow off the Arab doors. Are we together, boys and girls? Are we together? I am showing you the Arab doors. Those were called the doors. Special ships called the doors that were used by the Arabs to come to East Africa. You can see them on water. That is the Indian Ocean. We are continuing with the Arab traders, the first group of foreigners to come to Uganda. The Arab traders entered Uganda through Tanzania. They used the long route. The shortcut was Kenya. But these people used Tanzania. We shall know why they used a long route. Why they did not use a shortcut? Kenya was a shortcut from the coast to Uganda. But for them, they used a long route to come to Uganda. We shall know why they used a long route. They entered Uganda through Tanzania. In which year did the Arab traders come to Uganda? The first Arab traders came to Uganda in 1844. They came in Uganda in 1844. The first Arab traders came in Uganda in 1844. They were led by Ahmed. Everybody say Ahmed. Ahmed bin Ibrahim. Ahmed bin Ibrahim, which means Ahmed, son of Ibrahim. Why do we remember Ahmed bin Ibrahim? You say Ahmed bin Ibrahim was the first Arab trader to come to Uganda. The first Arab trader to come to Uganda in which year? 1844. 1844. The first Arab trader to come to Uganda was Ahmed bin Ibrahim. He came in 1844. The Arab traders were welcomed by Kabaka Suna. They were welcomed by Kabaka Suna the second. The Kabaka that welcomed the first Arabs in Uganda was called Kabaka Suna. Was called Kabaka Suna. Was called Kabaka Suna. Okay, we can move on. Reasons for the coming of the Arabs. Main reason was to carry out trade. Main reason was to carry out trade. And second was to spread Islam, to teach people the word of Allah. These people, since they were traders, they came with different trade items. They came with different items. What were those things brought in Uganda by the Arabs? We have the beads, we have the cups, the glasses, the guns, we have necklaces, plates, and clothes. These were trade items brought by the Arabs in Uganda. They brought different trade items. But as they left Uganda, they could also take away some goods from Uganda. What are those goods that the Arabs got from Uganda as they are going back to their country? These goods were ivory, salt, and hides and skins. They got ivory, salt, hides, and skins. Ivory is got from the elephant trunk, the horns of the elephant. I'm going to show those pictures. Please note, the pictures you see inside our videos, our explanation, don't draw them. Don't draw them. They are only for explanation. When you reach there, you skip that part. Don't even draw, don't skip even space for it. For you just copy the words. And when you are copying the words, don't repeat the headings. So those pictures, don't ask me, teacher, should we draw the pictures? No. Why did Arabs enter Uganda through Tanzania and not Kenya? Why did they use a long route to enter Uganda, not a short route? The Arabs feared hostile people, dangerous people of Kenya called the Maasai. They feared the Maasai people. The Maasai were hostile. They would not allow any person to pass by their land. So they feared dangerous people called the Maasai. We have said the Arabs introduced guns. I'm showing you the guns brought by the Arabs. I said the Arabs used to bring beads. They brought beads. Those are called beads. Girls like putting them on, even little children. Those are items brought by the Arabs. What do you see there? Necklaces. Girls like putting them in the neck. Those are trade items brought by the Arabs. What else? I told you from Uganda they would get ivory. Ivory, see those horns from the elephant? That is ivory. They would go and sell and get a lot of money. Those are hides and skins. These ones are got from animals. Those are hides and skins got from animals. Okay? What are those? Clothes. Yes, those are some of the trade items that were brought by the Arabs. Boys and girls, thank you for listening. This is our first lesson. And that's the end of our first lesson. I have not given you an activity, but in the next lesson, I promise I'm going to give you an activity, since this is just an introduction. Okay? Yes. Thank you so much for listening, and may the Almighty God bless you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I love you so much. I miss you. Tell mommy and daddy, teacher misses you.